Welcome, everybody. I'm Michael Losier, and this is another Emotion Code Practitioner feature. In each conversation, I highlight a theme that clients are dealing with. Maybe you or it could be somebody you know. And I brought in an Emotion Code Practitioner that's focusing and dialing in on that problem. And today, we're jumping into the topic of blood pressure. And I have certified Emotion Code Body Code Practitioner Colette Garneau with me today. Colette, say hello and introduce yourself to our friends.
Well, hello, Michael. Yes, it's very nice to be here today. Thank you.
Yes, and a little bit about yourself, where you live, give people some context.
Yes. Okay. Well, I live in Prince George, BC, so I'm 8 hours away from you, a little bit further. Yes, and I've lived here for all my life, and yeah, it's just a wonderful place to live. And I've been doing this for the last couple of years.
Okay, well, good, congratulations. Now, today we're talking about blood pressure, and it might sound like a rhetorical question, but why does it matter that we're working with people's blood pressure outside of, it's a health concern, but what brought it to your attention? What made you say, you know what, I want to get good at this and really study the body code and so on? Tell us what brought you into the blood pressure field amongst all the other things. What makes you want to specialize in blood pressure? Go ahead.
Well, there's a lot of people that do suffer from high blood pressure, and I find sometimes, when you have chronic stress and lots of anxiety and trauma that we've built up over long periods of time, and it's trapped emotion. Um, what happened is I had one client that I'd been working with for a while, and she was out of the country. She was on holidays, and she messaged me. Her blood pressure was really, really high, and I said, "Well, okay, let's do a session." So I did a session, and about an hour later, she messaged me and said that her heart rate or her blood pressure had come down significantly, and I said, okay, well, let's check in on you tomorrow, which we did, and we did another session because it takes more than one session, as we all know.
Yeah, yeah.
So we did another session, and by that evening, she sent me a picture through a text that her blood pressure had dropped significantly. Oh, I cannot say that word today. Had dropped.
Significantly, yes.
Had
Well, there's a
dropped.
few things that I want to point out about that experience. First, did it by email. She wasn't in your city, she wasn't in your office, and this is something we want people to know. You can work with anybody, anywhere, by video, by email, by the telephone. And what our skill set is, and what you worked with your client, was that you have the unique ability to identify these baseball-sized emotions, and these emotions are causing, through your muscle testing, your subconscious mindset, here's the chart. It's this one, this one, this one, and this one, whatever they might be. And you have this unique ability just by email, telephone, or Zoom to release these baseball sized emotions that were contributing to the high blood pressure. So, do you remember some of the things, or tell me some of the things that you deliberately look for when someone says, I have high blood pressure? What's kind of your approach to get started with that?
Well, I like to get started in just asking the body what trapped emotions are there, and 9 times out of 10 there is something right away that there's a trapped emotion, and as I use the body code chart, it directs me right to certain parts, which could, like, this one was the circulatory system. Um,
Yes.
and again, heart walls, right? There's always a heart wall that is contributing to a lot of this energy.
Yes. The nice thing about the emotion code is like once we get connected, with all due respect, we're just robots, right? We're saying, show me where to go. And the body code book is the body code app, and the book is hundreds of charts. And through muscle testing, this is a yes answer. You say, is it this chart? No. Is it? And because the subconscious mind knows there's old events and it knows what the problem is, what's causing it. So our unique ability is to go to this file folder just through yes or no, and then when we get there, what emotions are in this event that are causing that? So we're not really guessing. Now, our talent is where to go, what questions to ask, and to release it for them. That's why we become their proxy and do that. So you found that there's heart walls, which could be pressure around the heart area. So what insights are you having about that? I heard you say it's taking more than one session. What are some other things that you learned about working with blood pressure?
Well, I did learn a lot about, where the client was at, that was stressful and stuff like that. That she didn't realize that, just being away caused her a lot of stress. So things like that was noticed. And I did get this also. She texted me later and she said she had the best sleep that she had ever had in a long time. So
Yeah.
she was relaxed and yeah, it was
Yeah, so in her case, it could have been anxiety. And, I know when I had high blood pressure, I asked my doctor and they didn't really know what causes it. Like he couldn't give me a straight answer. Now, one thing that's important in our work is that we like to do a severity check. So tell us how you know there's still more, like you said, you worked with her the first time and she emailed you back. Did that
right.
obviously meant about what about severity?
Well, we always ask again on the scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the highest. So we always know that if we can bring it down a couple notches, then we've
Yeah,
done something. And of course, with this current client, we got her down for a few, like from 10 to like 7. And then
yeah.
by the time we had finished, it must have been her third session. I had a third session with her. We had brought her right down to about a 2.
Yeah. And how long, I know you were doing it by email. People don't know how long a session is. The session includes you connecting with her, muscle testing, identifying emotions on this chart and other charts, releasing them. So how long did that first session, because it would have been the bigger one, how long did that take by email?
It took us, it took me about 20, 25 minutes to
Sure.
finish complete. And then her body had, that was all that she wanted to release. The
Yeah.
second session was probably equally as long, 20 minutes. And
Yeah.
we did it, like I said, a day apart. So it was, let's say it was a Sunday, and I think the next day was Monday. And then I waited a few days and we did a third session on the
Yeah.
following.
Good. I think that's good for people to hear. As you know and have experienced, when it comes to physical pain, we can correct that in 3 minutes, right? It's like it's one emotion. They can't move their neck. We get rid of it. Boom, boom, boom. But when it comes to other things like blood pressure and things that take out, there's a layered approach. So the first time you get rid of lots of emotions, and the body says that's all for today, and that's how you knew that the severity didn't get to zero, but zero meant that's enough for today,
Yeah.
and then that's what the follow-ups are for.
Yeah.
So some things are corrected right away, some things are over time, and you would be same process. Use the body code, go in, ask questions, get the release. So working with us is important. We get follow-up, and when someone says it's better, that doesn't tell us very much, right? If it was a 10 and it's got to a 9, that's better, but not for us. We
Yeah.
want better, better. We
We,
want like zero better. So
we sure did.
um, good. So if someone was going to hire you, or when someone hires you, what do you need to collect from them so you can kind of prepare for your searches?
Well, what I'd like to know is, their full name, what their issues are, and their scale. We always want to know what their scale is from 0 to 10. And always come, if I'm going to do Zoom, it's always come with a glass of water, or even if it's a telephone, be hydrated, right? As we know, energy
Sure.
flows the body, and and just get ready to feel different.
Now, did she have a blood pressure monitor? Which was she able to measure? Is that how she knew?
Yes, she had a home monitor yes. So she was checking.
Yeah.
She sent a picture and it was down quite a bit. So it was
Oh,
great.
that's very exciting. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
So, a client, they would book an appointment with you. And again, it's nice to work with people on Zoom. Not everybody can do that because we like to see them and, get instant feedback right away. Emails can be just as effective, but it could be a little back and forth. So, I like to work, or even by the phone is okay too. Sometimes I like people to say, it hurts right there, or I can't do that. Like they like to show me, but an email's okay, but it could be emails back and forth. So they come with a severity, what the number, because we want to measure our work. So get them to check their blood pressure if they're able to do that. Ideally, that's how they would know. You would find out some lifestyle things, ask questions. The body code book app will direct you where to go with that.
It sure does, yes.
So tell people what they would need to do to have a chat with you to find out if there's a right approach. How do they get a hold of you for that?
They can get a hold of me on my website. It's on Instagram, and you just got to book there, and you can ask all the questions and through email as Colette Garneau 4 at gmail.com, and just yeah, send any kind
Good.
of that you'd like.
Yeah, we're gonna put that in the comments or in the post there to get a hold of you and ask you some questions, and they can say, here's my blood pressure, here's some problems. And, and the nice thing about our work is that we don't need to know the story, respectfully. Oh, this happened and this happened and this happened. We don't really need that. We just need to say, what is the problem? Where does it hurt? What is the severity? And then through our work, we learn more about, oh, this is the kind of work that will take. So
Yeah,
if you are somebody who has tried everything, lotions and potions and patches and breathing and hypnosis and singing bowls, and if you tried everything and you haven't reduced your level of blood pressure, that means there's still some unprocessed emotions that are creating that. Is it anxiety or fear or hatred or whatever that might be? Is it stress? An emotion code, body code practitioner like Colette here can help you with that. So check her information below and prepare yourself to have an experience. It's the easiest walk-in clinic that you won't have to walk to,
right.
right? It's done over Zoom or telephone. So Colette, thanks for hanging out with me today and educating more people about the work of emotion code, body code practitioners and how we can reduce negative emotions that are creating blood pressure and other ailments they might be having.
Thank
Let's
you.
say goodbye to our friends.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you so much.
There.